To all the lover boys and lover girls out there that's in some situationships or relationships, entanglements, whatever title you want to call it, and you feel like it's ending, or you feel like it's just one of those things that you don't want to find yourself in because you like the person more than the person likes you, and you can sense that person slipping away or they're entertaining other people, and you're left in limbo. You don't know what's going on or whatever the case is. And now you heartbroken in the sense that you don't know where to go from next. You don't know how to go from point A to point Z when it comes to this. I'm here to tell you it ain't easy. And for the people that are making videos saying you just got to do this, you just got to do that, it's easier said than done when they've already crossed that bridge of no longer feeling the way you feel currently at the moment. So I'm going to make this video from a perspective of a person that has only had one real heartbreak in their life. I'm talking about detrimental to the point where I was thinking about this person every day, couldn't function at work, missing meals on purpose, almost did things that I felt like were going to help me, get over the person, which is like substance abuse, like drugs, like smoking weed and stuff like that. Back in 2015 when I wasn't really like even a weed smoker, stuff like that I would kind of say, oh, let me try to do this to make the person feel like, oh, I made this person do this. But luckily I didn't really do it back then in 2015 because it wasn't really something that I felt like I needed to do anyways. If I felt like I needed to do that to destroy myself to get this person's attention, then like it wasn't really worth it. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you're at the point where you need to self-destruct in order to get another person's attention to come back to you, you're doing it all wrong. And back in 2015, I was very young, naive, had a lot to learn, you know what I'm saying? And the biggest lesson to take from any heartbreak you can ever have in your life is realize that there's always a lesson to learn in your growth with this dating life shit. Like this dating life experience is gonna come with heartbreaks, because there's something to learn from that connection. You always got to have the mentality that the next person you get with is not going to last forever. And every single relationship you get in, you have to be mindful that it is going to end one day. And you just don't know when it's going to end. However, you have to be okay with detaching. So the first thing is to always know anxiously attaching yourself to someone or making them the center of your happiness is a no-no. That's one. If you don't learn that early, you're setting yourself up for a heartbreak. And this is going to be the most painful experience ever. Number two, you can't be too naive, and you can't continue to give something or give yourself to someone without no reciprocation. Another thing that's going to make heartbreaks difficult to deal with is if someone is not reciprocating the energy. So you got to notice those red flags earlier on. You can't assume that eventually the person is going to turn around. If it's been a month and that person hasn't already turned around and you're more invested than they are, get out early before you get a heartbreak. It's just that simple. Number three, if you're too naive and too gullible, like it's almost like if you're trying to buy that person's loyalty. Rule of thumb, and I had to learn this at a later time in my life. For the ladies, a guy is going to do what a guy is going to do. For the gentlemen, a woman is going to do what a woman is going to do. You cannot stop them. You can tell them what your boundaries are, but you should always expect that person to betray you no matter what, because temptation is a hell of a drug. Temptation is a hell of a drug, and it comes in many different forms. And you have to be mindful that we live in a very effed up world, and people's morals and principles are at an all-time low. If you haven't realized that by now, you should always expect someone to betray you. And as sad as it is, you do love the person and you expect that person to not, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to betray you. So always have that mentality. It's not easy to have that because you're so focused on the love and the loyalty that you see, but be always mindful that there is something you cannot see. Another thing I had to learn is that you cannot control everything. And I was a big person on controlling things. Like I wanted to check your phone. I wanted to know what you're doing every minute of the day when you're not responding. If you're going an hour or two without responding, someone else has your attention. I wanted to know what you were doing. I wanted explanations. And you're only doing one thing by doing that. You're showing the person that you depend on attention way too much, and that kills the vibe, that kills the connection, because they feel like you're micromanaging them. And then on top of that, you're controlling them in a sense, and they don't like to be controlled. So now it feels like instead of being a partner, you're essentially trying to be like a watcher, an overseer, someone that is of authority figure, like you're trying to make them obey something. And no one wants to be in a relationship feeling like they have to follow rules or else. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make multiple series videos on how to avoid a heartbreak, but then I'm also gonna make a video on how to actually get over a heartbreak. So you guys let me know what you want next. If there's no comments in the comment sections, letting me know if you want a video of how to avoid a heartbreak or how to get over a heartbreak. I'm just gonna make episodes talking about whatever I want to talk about, starting from step 1 about dating people. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all want to see. Again, it's not an easy road. You're gonna have to go through this at some point in your life. If you don't have a heartbreak already, trust me, there's gonna come a person that's gonna, there's a lot of people that like to say, oh, I've never had a heartbreak before, and there's gonna come a time where someone is going to get you out of your high horse, get you off of that ego that you on, and they're gonna make you feel what the regular schmegular people like us have felt before, which is a heartbreak. You have to have at least one heartbreak in your lifetime. It builds character. And it's for, it's for the greater good of your journey when it comes to growing as a person. You know what I'm saying? It builds character most of all. So, yeah, if you're going through this right now, please leave a comment what you want me to talk about next. And this is coming from someone that got experience. I'm not the most experienced, but I can talk from experience. Things that I'm not proud of, things that I have done, things that I wish I knew beforehand. But the best part about it is you can see the evolution in yourself once you reach the end of the tunnel, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. This always will pass. Heartbreaks don't last forever. But what you don't want to do is turn to substance abuse and self-destruct, because that doesn't make the person come back around and try to get back with you. That only makes them realize the weakness that was in you to begin with. And no one wants to be with a person that's weak. So wish you guys the best. Let me know what you want to see next in the comment section, what you want me to talk about. If not, like I said, I'll continue making a video on what I feel like I want to talk about next in this dating life journey. All right, peace out.